Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our Zoom tonight. I'm really excited that you were able to take some time out of your busy schedule to join us because one of my favorite people is going to be sharing with us tonight. And her name is Jacqueline Sheppard. We call her Jackie, and she mentors us. She is a very dear friend, and she's very, very knowledgeable about health and wellness and science. She teaches us every Wednesday morning, actually, on a Wellness Wednesday. And if you want to know about that, we'd be happy to share that information. Today, she actually shared on acid reflux, and it was very, very informative. I took a lot of notes. But Jackie, I just want to give you a little bit of her background. She is an author of this amazing book, and it's called Silent Takeover. You can find it on Amazon, and it's about how the body hijacks the mind, overcoming emotional, mental, and addictive disorders. So, if you have not read this, I encourage you to get a copy. And she is a counselor, educator, mother, grandmother. She's the founder of a private high school and a former journalist with her husband, Glenn, and they are co founders of an international prayer ministry. For over 50 years, Jackie has extensive experience in counseling, research, and teaching concerning the body and the brain. And she has transformed many, many lives. She spends day after day on the phone counseling people and helping them. And so it's a real honor that we get to hear from her tonight. And she's going to be sharing with us about our wonderful company, LifeVantage. So, Jackie, I'm going to just turn the time over to you, my dear. You're muted.
Thank you, Julie. I'm thrilled that it worked out for me to be able to talk with you all this evening. Julie's right. I spend a lot of time talking with people on the phone about their health. In fact, in all of these years that I have been health counselor, also a mental and emotional, helping people with mental and emotional needs, I've never seen so many people who, one, are concerned about their health, and secondly, know that they're going to have to be proactive about their own health. Quite often, I'll get a list of medications from someone, and they're looking for some elusive cause, and there it is right there. It's a side effect from the medicine. And so we don't say get off your medicines, but we are saying do your best not to get sick. And these last few years have shown us the importance of keeping healthy to begin with. It's like the old you don't wait and dig a well. You don't wait till you dig the well when you're thirsty. I think I'm getting that all backwards, but you do it ahead of time. Now, for me, I'm just looking at all of you coming on and the relationships I have with you. And I was looking back to really over 12 years ago now. I was 67 years old. I had short-term memory loss. I had a serious back injury. Every day it was chronic, debilitating pain. I was trying my best to collect my data. I had, Julie mentioned, I had a high school. I had been working with troubled adolescents for many years. So I was trying to organize my data, get it together, because I could tell my mind was slipping. And I was doing a lot of praying, Lord, don't let me lose my mind. But I had for years, there'd been a major subject I had been studying that I had been introduced to in the early 80s, and it was the subject of free radicals. The day that I heard about free radicals for the first time in my life, you know how some moments are just concreted in your memory. The association I heard was that free radicals were the body-formed free radicals. These free radicals caused a chain reaction, and wherever that chain reaction occurred, you would have the body's breakdown, and that free radicals were the cause of disease. So this theory of free radicals was out there. There were some scientists saying no. Others were saying these diseases caused, 1985, the accumulation of free radicals started being called oxidative stress. And some were saying, no, the diseases like cancer or heart diseases cause oxidative stress. But then that coin began to flip. And scientists have been pretty much in agreement. No, the oxidative stress causes the disease. So that's what I had heard in 1980. So when I was introduced then to the little short, and I'm going to show you 4 minutes of the ABC investigative report from 2005, I saw it in 2010, I knew about free radicals. So when it comes to it, was I a step ahead of you all? Did I know more? I knew a little bit more. I knew about free radicals, but you guys didn't have to catch up very far, because you can just show a video, and show in a video more than I knew about free radicals. But when I watched the ABC report, investigative report, I knew that it was a breakthrough product. I knew there wasn't another pill like this in the world, because I would have known about it, because I had been in the field that many years. I knew I was going to take it. I also knew I wanted my friends and family to take it. And that was why I enrolled with the company. I didn't understand anything about the economic opportunity. I simply was thinking, even when they were explaining it to me, which I didn't understand anything, was if I joined the company, I would have a website where I could order for myself and my friends at cost. That was the only thing I learned. But I made up my mind then that somehow I was going to do it, because I knew if you could lower free radicals, you're going to most likely have better health. So I'm going to show you a little bit about that from that. I'm going to show you 4 minutes. You can get on YouTube and watch the 12-minute video, because I want those of you who are new to just get a little bit of an idea about this development that has not just changed the health for so many of us, as well as our finances, but our physical and mental health. But it's also caused a new thinking about medicines, and a new thinking about how the body actually works. So let's see if I can do that, Julie. I don't know whether I can or not. We're going to try it right here. Let's see now. I don't think it's going to work for me.
It looks like it's up, Jackie.
Here it is right here. Okay, let me turn this on and see.
Following is an ABC primetime investigative report that aired in 2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life.
It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Okay.
Here at the University of Colorado in Denver,
Exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
his latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease?
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm it.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. Taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%. That's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks, even mental disease.
Well, I can't seem to get that finishing. Let's try this and see. It's frozen on us. Okay, I'm so sorry we're not going to be able to finish that. But for some of you who have seen it many times, you know that he goes on to point out that that after 30 days, the average drop was 40% in free radicals. And after 120 days, the average drop was 70%. Now, when I heard that day, February 2010, it was incredulous to me that someone had developed a pill that would do this. It wasn't that we didn't know free radicals were harmful. We knew they were. We also knew that for oxidative stress, you took antioxidants, but it also, there was no proof that antioxidants were doing anything with your oxidative stress because it was not showing up in a blood test. This was different. It was showing up in a blood test, and that was important to me. I started taking it. In 2 months, my back pain was gone. And in 6 months, my short-term memory loss had resolved. Now, can I promise you it was taking that one yellow pill a day? I cannot promise you that. I cannot prove it, but I can tell you that is all I did. But during those months, I began talking to my friends. I began doing research, and I began putting it together, which now we all know, 2010, they didn't even have a classification for this little yellow pill. When Montel Williams started taking it, they were simply calling it a super antioxidant. We found out through clinical studies that it activates the body to start making the antioxidant enzymes that decline as you age. We decline 10% every decade in those good antioxidant enzymes he was talking about. So by taking this, it activates the body to start making your own. It's not putting these in your body, it's an activation. Now I'm going to give you a quick example of that because I want to talk about a few more things that we have. The sun is an activator. It activates your body to make vitamin D3. But you can also supplement vitamin D3 by taking a pill. That's two different things. Sunshine is activating, supplement is putting it in your body, but it does work differently. Even there's some new research that came out during the COVID pandemic that it was better to get it from the sun if you could than from having to supplement. But by 2010, Oxford University had released a study saying that the body has a signaling molecule that's basically in charge of health and longevity. And that signaling molecule is the NRF2 pathway because it handles the signal from damaged DNA to your survival genes. So this little yellow pill that we were calling a super antioxidant was reclassified as the world's first commercially available NRF2 activator. So you are activating, you're putting these 5 herbs, synergistic formula, supplying your body with what it needs to do a better job. And what's that better job? It's for your survival genes to signal your cells to make more antioxidant enzymes. Now, shortly after this pill was introduced, Louisiana State University did a study on this pill with skin tumor cancer. They found that it would 33% prevent skin tumor cancer and take 57% into remission. Now, that's huge. This was with a study where typically 100% of the mice, they were using it in a mouse study, would get skin tumor cancer. So they are the ones that said to the company, put this in a lotion. It's going to do the same thing on the outside with what? Oxidative stress. Wrinkles are your first sign of oxidative stress. It's going to do the same thing on the outside it does on the inside. And so the company created an anti-aging cream. Now we have a lot of skin products. In fact, there's not a company I know of that has products that are as pure, as non-toxic, as good as ours, and that cover such a vast thing. There's something for everyone. And I started using the anti-aging lotion the day I saw the video because Dr. Gilkinson gave me a tiny little sample. And I've often said when I've been teaching, I've forgotten that yellow pill a few times, but I have never forgotten to use my anti-aging cream. And all these 12 years, I've used it every day. Recently, our company, let me backtrack a bit. Our company is about 13 years old. The product was made 2003 at the University of Colorado. You saw it. 2005 was the investigative report. 2007, they were trying to get it out to the public. GNC and several other places. CVS carried it, as well as a few herb shops. It was not successful being sold that way. It's a product that needs an education. So when they called in for some consulting help, they were advised to change business models. So publicly traded company changing business models to what we call network marketing. Word of mouth is always the best advertisement. Every one of you on this, someone who's taking our products who feel that they're life-changing, told you about it. And so that's how this company has been built for the past 13 years. They shipped their first product as a network marketing company before they'd been traditional sales in June 2009. In these last years, last decade really, every year we've gotten 1 or 2 new products. So if you think in terms of a laboratory in the field of epigenetics, what is epigenetics? It is trying to determine how do we lower genes that are harmful for us and upregulate genes that we want upregulated, as well as just understanding how the genes work in our body. It used to be that we thought the genes determined our health future. We know now that they don't. So if you think in terms of a laboratory in the field of epigenetics, developing or finding and bringing to a market nutraceuticals. Now, what's a nutraceutical? You know what a pharmaceutical is. It's a drug. It's made out of chemicals. A nutraceutical is made out of plants and herbs. So our laboratory specializes in nutraceuticals. Our first one NRF2, which most of us still refer to as Protandim because it was the first one. But then our company brought an enhancer for your mitochondria, something that helps build mitochondria. Then our company brought the amazing NAD, which activates the protein sirtuins that you're trying to activate with caloric restriction and intermittent fasting. Trust me, it's easier to take the 2 capsules. You can, whoever introduced you to this can get on their website with you and show you all of our products. But our newest one, well, maybe not our newest one, but we got it a few months ago, that has had people just so excited, including me, is our collagen. Now, if you walk into any store, you're going to see collagen, collagen, collagen. It's been out there for a few years, but it just didn't make sense to me how you were going to take the beef collagen or the chicken collagen and you were going to digest it and it was going to make collagen. You were putting collagen in, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be making collagen. So I steered away from them. So when this collagen came out, it was important for me to find out what the difference is. Well, just as the NRF2 is an activator, the NRF1 is an activator, the NAD is an activator, the collagen is an activator. And what it does, there's 10 different collagens in our body, who knew? And wherever these collagens begin to break down, we have the infrastructure and wherever it is to break down with it, such as with our skin. So when you can see a visible difference, I'm going to be 80 in February, and these arms were getting really creepy. And now I know that a lot of people are like, well, I've seen people who are 80 who don't have their skin's worse than yours to try to make me feel better. But I thought, oh, my arms are getting so crinkly, crepe papery. And within just a short time of taking the collagen, not only was I feeling better, I had a really bad back injury, once again, doing something a 79-year-old woman shouldn't have been doing, but it began to really show in my skin. All of our products, to me, this may not be true with you, every product that I've taken from our company, I have seen or felt a difference. Whether it's the daily wellness, the prebiotic, the probiotic, the protein, the fat burn, the shampoo, best shampoo I've ever used in my life. I could go on, but our products are so amazing that one of the hardest decisions you're going to have to make is, where do I start? So I'm going to show you one more thing. Then we're going to talk a few questions and answers as I explain a little bit about the financial part. There's one more thing I want to show, if I can get it to come up. And it does not look like it's going to come up. No, I'm sorry. It's what it is. And Julie, you can pull it up really quick. I was going to pull up PubMed.gov. And the reason I wanted to pull it up is this has been a go-to for so many years for me on the science, to study the science. And I wanted to see how many studies do we have tonight on oxidative stress, because it changes daily. In 2010, when I looked up the word oxidative stress for the first time on PubMed.gov, there were 65,000 studies. And I don't know if, Julie, you were able to pull it up fast. If not, we don't have to do it. There's now I looked at it earlier today, there was over 291,000 studies on oxidative stress, and it's on everything you can name. So if you don't believe me, go to the National Medical Library, look at the link between oxidative stress in aging, oxidative stress in physical, mental, emotional, and addictive disorders, and then consider what would happen in your body and in your life if you're able to drop this an average of 40% in 30 days, an average of 70% in 120 days? What if you could make up we're having such a difficult time with electromagnetic fields? What if by taking our NRF1, you could improve your body's being drained from being on electromagnetic fields? And what if you could bring about the wonderful health benefits of caloric restriction, which is simply not eating very much, through our NAD by taking 2 capsules? It's amazing what these products can do. But then the specialized products like fat burn, prebiotic, probiotic. I think we're getting a new daily wellness with lemon and ginger. Can't wait for that one. Our Axio tonight, busy day today. And right before we taught, I grabbed an Axio. What is that? It is a nootropic. It's brain food. But it's also, since it was developed for triathletes, for muscle recovery and mental focus, it's to go. It's something you can carry with you in your purse, in your backpack. Mix it with water, and your brain will thank you. So on the financial part, just a little bit about that. You don't have to know a lot to be successful financially with this. And I want all of you to make the money that you need. Carol just looked it up, 291,853 results, peer-reviewed on oxidative stress. You just have to be consistent in opening your mouth and telling people. And you don't want to tell them all of this science. Now, you may want to get them on a Zoom so they can be convinced that the science is real. And you may want to show them some videos or something. But the main thing they're going to want to know is, what did it do for you? Secondly, they want to know, how much is it going to cost? People are so concerned about their health, but right now they're so concerned about inflation. I think that if you can help someone make additional income, you're going to lower their oxidative stress just by doing that. And I think it's important for you, every one of you that's on tonight, to consider not just a change in your life, but what can I do to help people find out about these products? I think if I had a friend that had the life changes that I had and that had the financial success, and they hadn't told me about this, I'd have my feelings hurt. And I've had the same thing some of you run into. I've started trying to tell one of my friends, and they're like, yeah, well, I take a lot of supplements. So did I. I had a cupboard full of supplements. They were doing me no good. They were costing me a lot of money. They were not making a difference in my life. But taking one pill daily did. So sometimes it's hard with friends and family, especially, to get through the no's and the negativity. But if you knew that you, and we won't know these things, that you were preventing something really bad with your health, then you would press through. So I want to encourage you all tonight. This is a publicly traded company. We have some guardrails we have to follow. We have science. And if you want to be successful with this, I can't think of a better team than the Julie White team to help you become successful. So Julie, let's do some questions and answers.
Thank you so much, Jackie. And I'm just so grateful that, my goodness, it's almost 12 years ago that you contacted me with that ABC primetime report. And, you know, the really crazy thing about this, Jackie, is I remember you before Pro Tandem. And I remember because, you know, we met through my son, who went to a Youth with a Mission program that Jackie was a part of. And she just took him under her wing and everything. And then afterwards, she would call me and she would be like, well, I think this might help Josh, because he had some learning and behavior problems. And so anyway, I would call her back different times, and I don't know how many times, Jackie, I would get the message, oh, I'm sorry. She's been sick for about 2 weeks now. She cannot come to the phone. And then after she started on Protandim, what an incredible change in your life, Jackie. I mean, it's just amazing because she came to my house and I mean, she had the energy of like a 20-year-old, I think. I mean, it was just incredible. I would have never known that she was, I mean, before LifeVantage, you were not very healthy, were you?
No, I had always had poor health, even from a child forward. Most people only my husband's traveled. We've had this ministry. We've been in ministry for all these years. But after we stopped pastoring, most people only knew my name and with the pray for my wife, because I just struggle so with poor health. So I'm so grateful that I found this little mercy drop pill.
Thank you, Jackie. I'm going to stop the recording right now and then we can have Q&A.
Okay. Any questions that I